Two people can earn the same money. One stays stuck for years. The other slowly builds a better life. The difference? It may not be their salary. It may be the way they think. Because if you give a person more money, but they still make the same bad decisions, they can lose that money. But teach that person how to think differently, and they can start creating better decisions again and again. Today, let's look at two completely different ways of thinking: the poor mindset and the rich mindset. And don't misunderstand me. Being poor does not mean having a poor mindset. And being rich does not automatically mean having a rich mindset. This is about how you think and what you do with your choices. 1. I can't afford it versus how can I afford it? Let's say you want to buy a laptop. You don't have enough money. The first mindset says, I can't afford it. Forget it. And that's the end of the story. But the second mindset asks, how can I afford it? Maybe you can learn a skill using your current phone. Maybe you can do small freelance work. Maybe you can save a little money every month. Maybe you can find another way to earn. The point is not that you will magically get the laptop. The point is that you start looking for solutions instead of excuses. That's a huge difference. 2. Spend everything versus build something. Imagine you get Rs 10,000. You could spend all of it on clothes, food, entertainment, and things you don't really need. After a few weeks, the money is gone. Now imagine another person gets the same Rs 10,000. They enjoy some of it. They save some, and they use some money to learn something useful. Maybe video editing, maybe coding, maybe sales, maybe another skill. After 1 year, the first person may only remember what they bought, but the second person may have a skill that can help them earn more. That's the difference between what can I buy and what can I build? 3. I failed versus I learned. Let's say you start a YouTube channel. You upload 10 videos, and almost nobody watches them. The first mindset says, YouTube doesn't work for me, so they quit. But the second mindset says, okay, something isn't working. What can I improve? Maybe the thumbnail is weak. Maybe the title isn't interesting. Maybe the first 5 seconds are boring. Maybe the video doesn't solve a real problem. So they improve. They upload again. They learn again. They improve again. Maybe the next video still fails, but they continue learning. And that's important, because failure is not always the opposite of success. Sometimes failure is part of the process that teaches you how to succeed. 4. Buy to look rich versus build to become strong. Here's another simple example. Imagine two people both receive their first big payment. Person A immediately buys an expensive phone because they want people to think, wow, he's successful. Person B buys a normal phone and keeps some money to build their future. Who looks richer? Maybe person A. But who is thinking more about the future? Person B. Looking rich and becoming financially strong are not the same thing. You don't need to prove your success to everyone. Sometimes the smartest financial decision is the one nobody sees. 5. I know everything versus I can learn. One of the biggest differences is learning. Imagine someone tells you, you should learn how to manage your money. A closed mindset says, I already know enough. But a growth mindset says, maybe I can learn something new. The person starts watching useful videos, reading, asking questions, learning from mistakes, and slowly, their decisions become better. Remember, you don't need to know everything. You just need to be willing to learn. 6. Blame everything versus take control. Imagine you didn't get the opportunity you wanted. You can blame your luck. You can blame other people. You can say, my life is difficult, so there is nothing I can do. But another person asks, okay, I can't control everything. But what can I control? Maybe they can improve their skills. Maybe they can improve their communication. Maybe they can stop wasting hours every day. Maybe they can start learning something useful. They don't pretend life is easy. They simply focus on the part they can control. And that's powerful. The biggest lesson. A rich mindset is not about having expensive clothes, a luxury car, or a huge bank balance. A rich mindset is about thinking long-term. Instead of asking, what can I get today? You start asking, what can I build for tomorrow? Instead of saying, I failed, you say, what did I learn? Instead of saying, I can't, you ask, how can I? And instead of trying to look successful, you focus on becoming better. So here's the real question. If someone gave you Rs 1 crore tomorrow, would your life automatically become better? Maybe for a while, but if your habits stay the same, Your decisions stay the same, and your thinking stays the same. The money may eventually disappear. That's why money alone doesn't create wealth. Your decisions do. So don't spend your entire life trying to look rich. Learn, save, build, take smart risks. Improve your skills. Think long-term, because your bank account shows what you have today. But your mindset decides what you can build tomorrow. Change the way you think, and you may start changing the way you live. Thanks for watching.